This is DVD.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another reading vlog. So, last month I did a reading vlog where it was 90s themed because there was this readathon going on called the Pop Culture Readathon, and it took place the whole month of July, and the theme was 90 movies. So I did a week out of that and I really focused in on the 90s, my life in the 90s, you know, how old I was, favorite movies, music, all that kind of stuff, just 90s in general. And you guys seem to really enjoy it, and I honestly had a great time filming and editing it that I thought I would continue on with this series. So this vlog is not going to be just 2000s because that's a decade where a lot happened to me. Like, I started off the decade at 12 and ended at 22, and in that decade, like, I went to middle school, went to high school, got married. So that's a lot to put in one video. So this video is going to be from the years 2000 to 2005, and aka from the age I was 12 till 17, which again, a lot happened to me. So in the 90s one, every day I did like a music recommendation and a movie recommendation. This time I'm going to try to take a day, maybe 2 days, to focus on that particular year. I wrote down movies, music, what happened, what was happening in my life, and things like that. So to kick this vlog off, we're gonna start off with So in the 2000s, I just want to quickly talk about some movies real quick. I was age 12, so I don't think I saw a lot of these movies at that age because, again, I was 12, but I remember watching them later in my life. X-Men was a pretty big release, and I think I saw that one when I was that young and I was really into it. Bring It On, I was really liking. Miss Congeniality. Oh, Center Stage, that's like a great ballet one. Charlie's Angels I was really into, as well as Coyote Ugly. Again, I don't think I watched these when I was 12, but I just looked at movies that came out in the 2000 year and I picked them. As far as music goes, I think I was still very much into my boy band kind of thing. NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, all of them. That never really changed until I went to high school. You're gonna see a really dramatic twist when it comes to music, at least for me. So in 2000, I was 12 and I was in 7th grade. I was in middle school, and I've said time and time again, middle school and high school were just not good for me. I was bullied, not to the point of physically bullied, thank goodness, but I was bullied a lot for reading, for being a Christian, all that kind of stuff, so I don't have a ton of fond memories. But in middle school, I met a dear friend, and we volunteered in the library together. Like, we worked in the library, and that was just a really great time. I really remember loving that so much. Like, we would check people out, we would organize the library, we would get to talk to librarians. Like, we were total nerds in the library, but I loved it. Like, it was my safe haven to go. Like, if ever I got done in class early, I would be like, can I go to the library? And, you know, I would. So that was really great. This year was also the year I really discovered my love, deep love, of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because my cousin had watched it for so long, and then my friend in middle school had watched it, so I started watching it, and that love affair is still going on, as well as Harry Potter. So I started reading Harry Potter when I was 11 in the 5th grade, and then I just continued on my love with it in middle school. You know, my friend would talk about it. We were just Harry Potter obsessed, so that was really, I'd say, the things that were really relevant in my life. Also this year, I broke my nose. I was playing softball. I was a really big player of softball. Was I good? Not really. I played first base a lot, and one day before practice, I was paying attention. Somebody threw the ball, hit my nose, broke it. I had to get plastic surgery on it to like fix it. So those are just some memories I have in the 2000 year. So as you can tell with this vlog, as the years go on, my memory gets a little bit better. I have some more memories and things like that. But I also have my yearbook from 2000. This is the 2000 yearbook. Let's open it up and see. Like I said, I was in the 7th grade and I didn't have a ton of friends. I'm just gonna be fully transparent with you. And here I am, little 12-year-old Heather. Do I look the same? Probably not. This was a long time ago, but that's me. 7th grade. Fun stuff. Now, moving on to reading. I do plan to read some books in this vlog, believe it or not. First up, I want to read Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer. I'm sure you've heard this is the new book of hers coming out. It's Twilight from Edward's perspective. I remember reading Twilight when it came out. It came out in 2005, so I thought this would be the perfect time to read it for this vlog because I'm talking about 2000, 2005. Let's talk about Twilight because that was a big part of my life. I know it's very controversial with horrible representation of indigenous people and Native Americans, but So there's that. That's not a good thing, but I am interested to read it, and I thought it'd be a great time to read for this vlog, like time to read it. The other books I'm planning to read, because it's still summer, so I'm still reading my summer reads. A Deadly Inside Scoop by Abby Collette. This is like a cozy mystery taking place in an ice cream shop. I'm there for it. The one I just started is called She's Faking It by Kristin Rockway. This is more of a women's fiction, I believe. I'm only on page, like, I don't even know what page I'm on, like maybe 50. And then The Unraveling of Cassidy, Holmes by Alyssa R. Sloan. So this one is about a girl group called the Glossies, I think, that were really big in the late 90s, early 2000s, and then they broke up and one of the members committed suicide, and it goes back to discover how they got together and things like that. So again, I thought it would be perfect to read this because it takes place in the late 90s, early 2000s, and this whole vlog is about the early 2000s. So yeah, here we go. We're gonna have a great time, and we're gonna talk about a lot of memories. Like, I wrote down notes for this video, guys, so get ready for that. So I deliberately left this messy from last night and this morning because just for you guys, really, I'm a big proponent of like straightening up and cleaning up before you go to bed, but last night I was like, no, I'm just gonna do it all in this video and just show that I'm not clean all the time. It's definitely not like I have to clean a lot during the day. So this isn't honestly that bad at all, but either way, we're gonna clean it up. For example, we had stir fry last night. There's just some broccoli hanging out there. Yeah, should probably clean it. Beautiful. If you want to know, I've talked about where I get all my cleaning tips now from. It's this Instagram account called Go Clean Go. Highly recommend them. I only use Dawn soap to get all the grease out, and then Windex to shine it up, because last time I really deep cleaned it with oven cleaner. But beautiful and really easy too. To show you Noah's books. He has a lot of books. These are a good majority of these books. I'm actually going to organize them. If I seem super clean, I'm not. Like, this is how it usually looks. Honestly, it looks much worse than this. And like once a month, maybe I'll organize them by height to appease me and me only, and then they'll get destroyed by Noah. But I mean, I really don't care. They're books. He loves them. And I'm just going to preface, he's got a lot of books. Either we've bought them or he's gotten them as gifts, even from his baby shower. Publishers have sent me some. Some of them are hand-me-downs from his cousins. My mom's gotten him some. So yeah, these are a good majority of them. Then we even have this thing right here, which these shelves, I change them out sometimes. It's a hot mess, usually is. This is literally a stack of library books we have right now. More, my friends. These in here in his closet are literally his seasonal books, like Christmas and Halloween and Easter. Yeah, I'm that parent. Very seasonal, and I extend that to my child. I had not bought all these. Probably a lot of them I've bought. There's more, my friends. And this is the last place we have some books. Just a little shelf, not a ton, but know all those books, don't you? Do you love books? Show them your latest book you got from the library. Dragon Halloween. Sometimes seasonal ones will get stuck in here. Henry and the Yeti is really, I'd say, a wintry book. And also, one of his favorite Halloweens is Grimelda. I don't know why it's in here right now. Also, Charlie Brown Pumpkin. Like, he'll pick up the seasonal ones any time of the year, really. He is a huge fan of golden books. A lot of them we've gotten as hand-me-downs, such as Scuppers the Sailor Dog. He loves this one. It's gotten damaged. It's not that big of a deal. Little Red Hen, he freaking loves right now. Peanuts, Elmo, the Pokey Little Puppy, he also really loves. He loves these classic ones for some reason, but hey, read on, my friend. Oh my gosh, he loves Rosie's Walk. As you can see, they get destroyed. He bends them and stuff like that. It's not that big of a deal to me. I will replace it if he loves the book so much. Like, I will probably have to replace this one. This is one that I didn't even buy. I got sent this years and years ago, and he just loves it. He loves the music video that goes with it. But I mean, yeah, a lot of his books are damaged because he just, when he loves a book, like, he will just wear the crap out of it. But it is what it is. Also, I always recommend the Little Blue Truck series. It's great, I think, as well as like Brown Bear, Panda Bear, Polar Bear, all great resources of learning and things like that. Also, Pete the Cat. He loves Pete the Cat. Oh, these two are some of my favorite. These are really interactive. This is, there's a dragon in your book and there's a monster in your book. They are super interactive, like you high five them. I love these a ton.
Tony Hawk doing on the freeway?
Frontside nose grind.
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3, rated E to T.
Hey there, it is Sunday. I have some reading updates. I'm gonna start with those first. So, last night I finished She's Faking It by Kristin Rockway. I know what you're thinking, I read this in a day. No, because technically I started this on Friday, but I did read a lot of it yesterday. She's Faking It. I don't know yet what to rate this. Right now, it's between a 2 or a 3. It could go either way. I need some time to simmer on it for a little bit. But this book is about a character named Bree who lives in, where is she at? Pacific Beach, San Diego. And she has kind of a small apartment. She works for pretty much like a DoorDash person where she delivers food, and with her like car, and then her car breaks down, so she can't do that job anymore, and she just is not really happy with her life. She feels like she's going nowhere. She tells her about this YouTube, Instagram influencer named Demi, and you know, she buys her book, and it's all about life changing and, you know, manifesting your destiny with vision boards and just making an Instagram account and all that stuff. So Bree decides, no, maybe I'll be an influencer, and she starts up a new Instagram account, and you know, she does that whole mantra of this book is fake it till you make it, you know. And I would really say this book is about her trying to figure out what she wants in life, and also really trying to navigate the world of Instagram and being like a micro influencer, or I didn't even know those terms. And I'm an influencer. So I just didn't love it because it kind of centered all around Instagram and, you know, collabing and things like that, which I mean, I do because that is technically my job, I guess you could say, but I'm on a whole different spectrum of that with like books and things like that. And this book was just really like her faking it till she makes it and trying to be something that she's not, and trying to please everybody and try to have this picture perfect lifestyle. And that could be a whole video in itself about how people portray themselves on Instagram from who they are in real life, you know? You can see even a YouTube star, and they portray themselves as one way on YouTube and then are completely different in real life. I don't know, maybe that's me or not. I'd like to think I'm pretty transparent on YouTube and in real life. And if you know me in both, let me know. That's a whole nother notion of like creating a whole different persona and identity online than who you really are. Portraying yourself as having this picture perfect cookie cutter life when none of us do. We all have different struggles and different things, and I think it's very important to be transparent about those, to be like, hey, it looks like I got my life together, but I don't. And that's how I feel all the time. So I just didn't love this one. It was a good, I wouldn't even call it a romance. It was more a women's fiction. And the cover is very summery, but I didn't really feel like it was a super summery read, which bums me out because I was hoping to put this on a whole nother summer reads video that I want to do. Spoiler warning, but I just didn't love it. And we're moving on to our next read, which is A Deadly Inside Scoop by Abby Collette. This is like a cozy mystery. I just started it today and I'm only on page like 5, so making good waves there, but hopefully I can read a good majority today or tonight. We'll see. Yeah, that's my reading update for today. Now let's talk about the year 2001. In 2001, I was the young age of 13. I was in 8th grade, the last grade in middle school. Yeah, now I'm gonna get into my segment of I love the 2000s. I do want to talk about some movies. First of all, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone came out in 2001, and like I said in my previous year, 2000, I had started reading Harry Potter at the age of it was either 99 or 2000, one of those years. And so this was the first like adaptation I had ever really saw. And I was so excited. My dad took my brother and I to opening night, and I remember being so excited about it. And I was excited my dad would get to see like something I love, and then he fell asleep and I was like, but that was just a really cool night, opening night, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, and I made like a pact to always try to go on opening night, so I really enjoyed that. That was a really great memory that I love and that I definitely saw on opening night. The very first Harry Potter movie I saw on opening night at the age of 13. I thought that was just awesome. And memories are always going to be there for me with Harry Potter. Other movies that came out that I think I saw, Shrek. I was really into Shrek. Me and my brother were both into Shrek. Shrek's a great movie, honestly. Princess Diaries came out that year. I had read the book and I watched the movie and I loved them both. Spy Kids came out. I was really into Spy Kids. So I was still kind of young, you know, I was 13. I just turned into a teenager, you know. But there were other movies that came out the year that I didn't see that year that I still love, like Lord of the Rings, Fellowship of the Ring. Isn't that weird that both Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter had the same year coming out? That's pretty awesome. I do want to talk about some video games, which, by the way, I'm not a gamer by any stretch of the imagination, but me and my brother did play a fair few games when we were growing up because I guess that's what you do, I don't know. But one game that was really popular is Tony Hawk Pro Skater. year. And this year was the year that I remember vividly the most, and I researched the mess out of it, and it's Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3. Came out in 2001, and my brother and I played the mess out of it. We were obsessed with unlocking all the levels, doing all the tricks, the soundtrack. Like, if you grew up in my time, you know who Tony Hawk was. Chances are you probably played that video game a ton and had no interest in skating. That's me, but I love the game. Other games, I was really into this game called Medal of Honor Frontline. It's like a war game, which I'm usually not into, but for some reason, I really enjoyed it because it was like a story. I had to go through, I think, World War II, and you had different missions, and I was really into that for some reason. Other ones, very much into Crash Bandicoot. Still like Crash Bandicoot now. I played that with my son not too long ago, and we have a great time. Also, Simpsons Road Rage. My brother and I used to watch The Simpsons when we were younger, and I love any driving game, honestly, especially if it's like a taxi cab, like Crazy Taxi situation when you have to pick somebody up, get them there in a certain time. I'm all about that. Other games, like I was still very much into Mario Kart, Super Smash Brothers, my brother and I loved. I really loved Mario Party. Is that what it's called? Oh my gosh, me and my friends used to play that all the time. But yeah, I was into games, I'd say, until like high school, and then things changed, which, you know, when we go into 2002, we're gonna see a really dramatic difference in the things I like, because entering high school is hard. I'm not gonna lie to you at all. This was the last year of middle school, so it was a pretty big deal. And there, oh, this is not a great picture, but none of them really ever are. There I am, right here. I look very young. See, I had very thick eyebrows, was rocking the bangs still. Just a whole lot of feelings. That was 2001. I was glad to leave middle school. I hated middle school, but surprise, I also hated high school. We'll talk about that more.
We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
So we have a tropical storm that's gonna hit us late tonight, early tomorrow. I live in coastal Virginia where this happens a lot, especially during hurricane season. It was a hurricane, but it got downgraded to a tropical storm, but we do as we always do. Gather up all of our flashlights. I think we have more. We gather up all our power banks, and we charge all of our phones and electronics. We hope for the best. We haven't lost power a ton here, but the one thing about this house is we have like 8 pine trees in our backyard. So whenever it's a really bad storm, tropical storm, hurricane, it gets pretty scary. So we'll just hope for the best. So reading update. I am really far into A Deadly Inside Scoop. I'm on page 270. I'm liking this, I'm not loving it, and I'm very sad about it. I'll look up the actual definition of a cozy mystery because honestly, I have no clue. A cozy mystery involves, often referred to as cozies, are a subgenre of crime fiction in which sex and violence occur off stage. The detective is an amateur sleuth, and the crime and detection take place in a small, socially intimate community. Well, this is definitely a cozy mystery, that's for sure. It's okay, I just don't think cozy mysteries are for me because I really enjoy the mystery thriller genre, and I don't want to say the gore of it, no I don't. I do like the mystery aspect of it, but this one is cute. This is about a character named Wynne Bronwyn who is revamping her grandparents' ice cream shop, and she's reopening it, and then one day when she's like out and about one night like collecting snow for ice cream, she stumbles across a dead body in the snow, and it kind of goes off from there. The one thing that I don't like about it is it's, I don't want to say boring, not a lot's happening. It's a cute book. Bronwyn is adorable. Her ice cream shop's adorable. I love reading about her concoctions with ice cream. I love reading about her family and friendships. The mystery is okay. I honestly don't really care about it, but it's a cute book, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm having a hard time with it. I just don't love it as much as I expected to. I don't love it, is what I'm trying to say, which makes me so sad because I adore this cover and the overall premise of this book. Sorry, let me get closer, but I'm not gonna tell you it's horrible. No, I think it'd be great for cozy mystery fans, but then again, I don't know. This is my first book in the genre. I definitely plan to read more, but as of right now, I think it's gonna be like a 3-star. It's gonna be a solid book that I like, but definitely don't love, and I'm sorry to disappoint. Now, moving into our segment of
I love the 2000s.
It is the year 2002 and I am officially in high school. I start off 9th grade and I've told you, high school was not a picnic for me. In fact, you'd have to literally pay me lots of money to go back to high school because I loathed it that much. I was bullied, I didn't have a lot of friends, people were just horrible at high school, I wasn't very academic savvy, and a great time for me, high school. Like, it was a struggle, and it's not everybody's stories like that. My husband, in fact, loved high school. He was a part of the band in high school, so he had a very tight-knit group of friends, which made high school a lot easier and better for him. But me, I'm just on the train of, like, I did not enjoy it. So yeah, just please note, this is my experience, not everybody else's, that's for sure. So, 14 was a big year for me. Stuff happened in that year that really defined me as a person, not only entering high school, but this was the year where my brother got cancer. And before you're like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. Yes, it is. He's okay. He's been okay for a while. You want more what? I had to relocate because my son took over pretty much. But like I said, my brother had cancer. He's fine now. He's a healthy, how old is he now? 28, and he's totally fine. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that was a really hard year of all of our lives. He was in the hospital for pretty much a year, had to get chemo. He was only 10, so he was a child, and that's very tumultuous to go through. And so he was in the hospital a lot. My mom was there a lot, and at this time, my mom and dad were divorced. They'd been divorced for a while, so I wasn't home alone, but like my grandmother would come and stay with me. My mom's best friend would come and stay with me. It was, that year was really critical to me because I grew up very fast because of all of this, and I was alone a lot, and that's nobody's fault. Things happened the way they did. That year made me who I am as a person, just like it probably made my brother, just like it made my mother. And it was a really hard year. There was a lot of scary times and things I don't even want to think about. That's why I always say it's very hard for me to read any books with cancer in them because of that, because it was very real and raw in my life, and it was hard. One thing that really helped out with that was church. This was the year before all this had happened. My mother had started to go to this church because her best friend went to, and it was a very small church. Like, we met in a movie theater and everything. Like, it was that small. And they had a youth group there, and that is where I really met some amazing people that are still in my life today. I met my two very best friends there, Brittany and Jenna, and they're still my best friends. In fact, I would call them my sisters. We have been friends for like probably over 15 years now. Like, that youth group saved my life. Like, I didn't have anybody in high school. I didn't have like any friends or anything, and that youth group really was my friends. We would have youth group every Wednesday night, I think. We would have different activities to go to, different concerts, and I just met this amazing group of kids, and they were all from different high schools. So my best friends were not even in my high school. They were in different high schools in different cities, but that really helped out with that year with my brother being sick. The church helped out with my family, and just being a part of that youth group just helped me thrive so much. And this is not to say, like, I'm not pushing religion on you, and I never will on this channel, because that's not who I am, and I don't think anybody should get anything pushed upon them. But I'm not gonna lie to you, that was a very important time in my life, and I'm very grateful for that youth group and meeting the people that I did and how they came into my life at that time. It was totally a God thing. That is my personal opinion. But I just, like, if you were going through a rough time, maybe if you're a teenager, if you have a teenager, and I think a youth group is a great way for them to meet people and to open up. That's just, that year was very important to me because of so many personal things going on in my life. Not only was I entering high school, which is a huge change. My brother got sick. I joined a church that really changed my life. There was just all of these things going on, and it's a very hard time being a teenager. Like, I don't miss it, not a bit. You know, I questioned myself, I questioned what I thought, I questioned my faith, I just questioned every single thing ever, and I still do, but I'm very much more grounded and confident in who I am and what I believe, and friendships and things like that. But, oh, teenage years are rough, man. Like, they were rough, but yeah, that was 2002 for me in a nutshell. So that's what I'm going to talk about today. I just wanted to keep that brief. I wanted to talk about 2002 as well as personal stuff, because I think that's just important. And tomorrow I'm actually going to talk about the music and movies that I watched in that year, because that was a big change for me music-wise. I listened to pop all my life, but you're going to see tomorrow how much it changed. Not really, but it's going in a different genre, and you can tell where it's going to head. But see you tomorrow. Maybe tonight, depending on how much this tropical storm hits. I'll update you on that. Hello again. Sorry for my rough appearance. I always seem to film when I have the worst acne, which is like 1 week out of the month. It happens. But I want to update you guys that I just finished A Deadly Inside Scoop by Collette, and overall I would give it a 3 out of 5. I did end up enjoying it. It got interesting when I told you like it wasn't super interesting. It picked up a lot and I did enjoy it. And it is a super cute one. If you don't love like a real gritty kind of mystery thriller where there's like really a lot of suspense and a lot of like just kind of messed up things, I guess you could say, cozy mysteries might be the way to go. I personally don't think I'm going to be an avid fan of cozy mysteries, because I personally have grown to like the it depends, like horror when it gets really into detail of like killings and stuff, I'm not really into, but just overall the general mystery thriller genre I do really enjoy. It was cute. So like I said, we follow a character named Bryn who is taking over her grandparents' like ice cream shop, and she was an adorable character. I really loved reading about her and her family and how she uncovered this mystery with her best friend. Overall, I did want more from it because I just thought there was gonna be romance for some reason, but there really wasn't. I don't know, I get in these moods where I'm like romance, and I don't know why. But I would recommend it, especially again, like if you want like a lighter mystery, one that's not so dark and dramatic, one that's kind of fun, I guess you could say, and light. This was a cute one, and I do think it's a great summer read, even though like it's definitely like not winter time, but like September maybe. It's still snowing and everything, because this takes place in Ohio. I don't know what the temperature climate in Ohio is, but I think it's summery because it was very much ice cream related, and ice cream's great all year round, but especially. So like I said, I would recommend it, and I'm glad I read it. Will I continue on with the series? I'm not sure. It depends on what the second book is about, but I am kind of compelled to, because it's just kind of a cute slice of life mystery thriller. Does that even make sense? I don't know what to say. But either way, I finished that one. Moving on to my next read. It was going to be Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, but like I told you guys, the tropical storm it's not going to hit us directly, I'm not sure. I don't think. If it does, it's going to be weakened quite significantly, and if it seems like I'm not freaking out, I'm sorry. Where I live is just very hurricane and tropical storm central. We get a lot of them. I will probably be freaking out tomorrow morning when it's supposed to hit, because we have a lot of pine trees and all that stuff, but I've been through many of hurricanes. Luckily, not as bad as some people have where they've lost their homes, and I'm so grateful for that. But because of the storm hitting tomorrow, I was going to go out in stores to buy Midnight Sun, but I don't think I'm going to have a chance to, because the storm's going to be like here for pretty much the whole day, so there's just no chance. I have pre-ordered it online. Good job. And it says it's not getting here until Thursday, so it's fine. That's what it's going to be. That'll be the last book I read for this. So the book I'm starting is The Unraveling of Cassidy, Holmes by Alyssa R. Sloan. Like I told you guys, this is about a girl group that was very popular and good job in the late 90s and really early 2000s when they broke up, and it's about one of the characters, how she ultimately committed suicide and figuring out why she did so. So it's gonna be about kind of the dark side of the pop music industry, which is something I think needs to be talked about more, because like with celebrities, whether they be movie stars or kid stars or like teen pop acts, like goodness me, it's hard. I can never do that, nor would I never want to. So it's definitely giving me kind of Daisy Jones and the Six vibes, which I've heard it's nothing like, but I'm going into it with open eyes. Like I said, I thought it'd be perfect to read for this vlog, and I've never heard of it before Book of the Month picked it. So here's to hoping it.
He was a skater boy, she said see you later boy, he wasn't good enough for her.
So it's around 7 a.m. and this is what our backyard looks like, which honestly is not that bad. It's just a lot of limbs and stuff. We did just lose power, unfortunately, because it is very windy. I don't know if you can tell. There might be some branches that are gonna fall that are big. We'll have to see. But luckily the storm has
kind of left us. We didn't get hit a ton, which we're very grateful for. We did get several tornado warnings, which is not fun, but luckily we escaped the brunt of it. Who knows how long we will not have power. Sorry, I sound tired because I've been up since like 3 a.m. checking this, so I'll update you later on the final results of what this looks like. Overall damage is not bad at all. Just a lot of pine cones and little limbs. Very grateful none of this fell down, even though it's looking very precarious. Glad everything's good. Power still. I look horrible. I'm sorry. Update. It's around 3 p.m. Still no power. We haven't had it since 7 a.m. We probably won't get it back till tonight, tomorrow, which is not that big of a deal. We have a very small generator that I can help run like our fridge and freezer, but it's hot in this house. Like it's 85 degrees. So yeah, I'm ready for a nice long cold shower. It does not look like this. Good news is I'm reading a lot. Bad news is I don't feel like talking about it because I feel gross. So I'll update you soonish, I guess. I don't know.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink.
Happy Wednesday. So yesterday I told you guys we didn't have power. Luckily we got power back last night, which I am so grateful for because I know there's still a lot of places around me that don't have power, and I'm very, very lucky because it's humid and it was very hot inside my house. So I know the people that work for the power company are working like 24 hours to restore power lines, and I'm just so grateful that, number one, we didn't get any damage because I had to drive to do some errands today and there was a lot of damage out and about, and the fact that we have power now. So I don't take that for granted. I'm so insanely grateful for it. So go back a couple of days, all the way on Monday, I talked about 2002, and I still want to revisit that because I told you guys about what happened to me that year. That was a very big year for me with my brother getting sick, with me starting church, and also with my music changes. So up until that point, I was still listening to a lot of pop, a lot of country, things like that, and this was the first year that I really kind of changed genres and went in the pop punk genre, I would say. You know, very pop still, but also kind of punkish. So I really found my love for a band called Simple Plan. My best friend Brittany and I love them so much. Her favorite was the lead singer Pierre. My favorite was the drummer Chuck, so we would always call each other Chuck and Pierre.
I do anything just to fall asleep with you.
We still love Simple Plan, but I really like them. I listen to a lot of Good Charlotte. I found Newfound Glory. I love them.
And it's all downhill from here.
MXPX, that's also when I discovered some like Christian artists, like rock artists that I thought were awesome, that I still do. Reliant K, a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's like, oh, also a big thing this year was Avril Lavigne. I fell in love with Avril Lavigne, and I still like her music, honestly. Like, I'll jam out to Skater Boy any freaking day of the week. Avril Lavigne really kind of brought, I would say, punkish to girls, at least in 2000s, the early 2000s. So she really made studded belts a thing, so you best believe I wore a studded belt all the time. She wore those neckties. I never got into that fad because I didn't understand that, but that was when I really changed, like, I wouldn't say changed my appearance. I just started wearing eyeliner, and I started straightening my hair a ton, and I would always wear band shirts, and I would always wear a studded belt, and always had Vans and Converse on. Like, I wanted to be kind of a pop punk girl, and you know, still kind of who I am. So that was like a real big shift in my music. And you know what? I still have a pop punk playlist on my Spotify with all the bands I mentioned, and I still love them all. 2003, I was 15. I discovered more bands that I want to talk about. Number one, Fall Out Boy. I started liking Fall Out Boy from the very first album. I don't love them so much now, but I did when they were really early. Like, I'm talking about their single Dead on Arrival. I liked them then.
This conversation's been dead on arrival.
Who else? I really liked Paramore. I loved Evanescence. That was like a really big change in music as well. And Brand New. I was really into Brand New. I don't know what to call the genre of their music. Brand New, Under Oath, kind of like screamo, but not. I don't know. Like, I was very much into the emo scene, which I'm going to talk about more when I turned 16, but it didn't really happen until I turned 16. So 15, that's what I did. Also, I want to talk about some books when I was 15. When I was 15, for some reason, I believe this is the year the Da Vinci Code came out and everyone was talking about it, and I decided to read it for some reason, and like I found a illegal copy like online, so I would read it at my school's computer, my library computer, and I did, and I liked it. I couldn't tell you anything what the book is about now, but I read it. I was also really into Jodi Picoult at this age because I had a friend in high school that read her, and so I read like really sad books. Like, I don't know why I read the saddest books ever during like one of the saddest periods of my life with my brother. Like, I read My Sister's Keeper, super sad. I also read another book called The Lovely Bones, really sad. I think it was like, just sad. I'm gonna be sadder, I guess. I don't know. I was also reading a lot of Buffy books because I told you guys I still have my love of Buffy. I would always try to go to B. Dalton or Walden Books in my mall, which are no longer there, sad, but I would read a ton of Buffy books. And this is before the world of YA really got big. So I would just read, some of my favorites were the Book of Fours, Immortal, Coyote, Moon. There were so many other ones of Buffy. I have so many videos on Buffy, so I'm not going to go on detail with that. But, yeah, that was pretty much 2002, 2003. Just a lot of personal stuff happening. I don't think I had a ton of time for movies. I maybe saw Pirates of the Caribbean and like Scooby-Doo. And I saw Blue Crush in theaters, I remember that. But other than that, I don't remember a ton of things. But yeah, age 16 and 17 are really great years because that's when I discovered some of my favorite bands of all time. I do want to do a reading update for you. I said I started the Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes. I am on page 150 and I am really enjoying it. I would not be surprised if this ends up being a 5 out of 5. This is like a 90s, early 2000s pop group that falls apart and eventually one of them commits suicide, which is super sad. And it is a heavier book, but I'm really enjoying it so far. So I'll update you on that probably later. I'm trying to keep these very short because I've already started editing this vlog and it's like 37 minutes. Sorry. Everyone, it is Thursday. It's been a long day full of running around. I do want to start off with yearly because I just want to talk about it. So, I think last time we talked about 2003. I'm gonna go ahead and combine 2004 and 2005 really quickly just because I feel like doing that, at least with music. So, in 2002 I discovered my love of finding pop punk. Well, in 2004, I found my way into the emo genre. Emotional music, if you don't know, that was very much the trend in the like mid to late 2000s, and I fell in part of that. And my high school was very much into that. In fact, everyone always wore like studded belts and a band t-shirt you probably got from Hot Topic or a concert. And honestly, some of the bands I'm about to tell you, I still listen to regularly. I still classify as my favorite bands of all time. I listen to them a ton. Sorry, my computer's just starting up. That's why you're seeing that glow. But yeah, so as far as emo music goes, I don't think I can do an emo music thing without talking about Dashboard Confessional, aka my favorite band of all time.
My heart is yours to feel a bird, a wrinkle berry.
I love Dashboard Confessional. They filled my emo teenage heart with so much angst and really gritty lyrics, and I was just there for it. Oh my gosh, I have so many favorite songs from Dashboard. It's ridiculous. I would play over and over songs like Hands Down and Vindicated. I would just play them over and over again on my computer on repeat. I love Dashboard, and I still do. I still classify them as my favorite band. In fact, I'm actually gonna link a playlist down below called old emo favorites or something, and that way you can see all of my old emo favorites by all the bands I talk about today. But Dashboard's number one. I've loved Dashboard since I was like 16 and that's been a long time. Also with that is Death Cab for Cutie, the other kind of emo band that I think either you were a big fan of Dashboard or Death Cab. I'm a big fan of both, but I think back in the day, like, you only heard about one over the other. I love Death Cab for Cutie. There's some great musicians, great lyrics.
There is no one beside you when your soul embarks, then I'll follow you into the dark.
Adore them a ton. Those are like some of my two favorite bands, and I've yet to see either of them live. I want to one day. I really hope I can. Also with that is Jimmy Eat World. I love Jimmy Eat World. In fact, they sing my favorite song of all time, 23. It's just, they are so, again, very musically talented, very lyrical. I'm very much into lyrics, and I'm just really into that kind of rock, emo kind of thing. That's just me. Other ones I've loved was May. I was really big into May. Emery, I really liked. Copeland, I was a really big fan of. I'm trying to think of some other ones as well. Amberlin, I still really like. There's just a whole bunch. But when I think of emo, like, I wouldn't even classify Jimmy Eat World as emo. I would classify them as maybe like kind of rock, but whatever, we're just gonna do that. So like I said, I was very much the emo music, so much so that I went to the Vans Warped Tour. The Vans Warped Tour was the concert to be at when you were younger in your teenage years. Warped Tour is pretty much like one of those tours where they have multiple bands and they take over like a whole kind of arena, if you will, and they'll have different stages set up at different places. Different bands will play. There will be like a number of like 20 to 30 bands at one Warped Tour. Now, yeah, I went, I think this is what year is this? 2005. And I also went 2006. Me and my best friend Brittany did. But either way, I wanted to share with you some bands I saw there because it was just fun. We saw May there, which is a band kind of from Virginia. Emery was there. Motion City Soundtrack I saw live for the first time. They were amazing live. Fall Out Boy was there. Reliant K was there. The Academy was there. Just so many other amazing bands. And MXPX, were they there? I'm not sure. But either way, I'm sure if you're my age, you knew what the Warped Tour was, and chances are you may have went to it. Looking at this as a literal time capsule of what I listened to when I was younger, and what I still listen to a lot today. So that was the music I listened to when I was a teenager, and still honestly what I listen to now. I would listen to the majority of these bands now, and I still really love them. So like I said, I'll link a playlist down below in case you want to check it out. Also, in 2004, 2005, AIM came about, which is AOL Instant Messenger. I was very much into that. I was on it all the time with my friends. I had multiple screen names. I was also, MySpace was a big deal. MySpace came onto the scene, I want to say in 2005, and that was a big deal. Before Facebook, there was MySpace, and MySpace was very customizable. Like you felt like a little coder when you were into MySpace because you can code your background, you can code a song to play if you went to your profile. You had a top 8, and that was very like drama because you have to check your best friend's top 8 every day to make sure you're still at, you know, whatever number they picked you for. If you're out of that, there's some stuff going on between you two. That was just so many things. There's also different books I read, like Twilight came out in 2005, which reminds me, I got Midnight Sun in the mail today. So I'm gonna read this. This is like almost 700 pages. Wasn't expecting that at all, but here we go. So yes, I do know it's problematic. I know it's being very controversial right now. It's understandably so, with the author not doing the best things, not representing right. I just want to read this, and I don't think I'm going to love it. I'm just going to throw that out there because I read this when I was, how old was I? 16. So I read this when I was 16. So obviously a lot has changed since then, and I have changed since then. I've learned a lot of things. So we're going to see I really enjoyed this or not, but I did read Twilight when I was 16 and I really loved it. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Yeah, I don't want to keep this too long because this vlog is gonna be like, I feel like an hour. I'm sorry.
No reason to be carefree. No, no, no. Until I take a trip to the other side of town.
Hello everyone. It is Friday. It's gonna be the last clip of this vlog probably. Sorry, it's just gone on way too long, and yeah. Anyway, I realized yesterday after updating you, I didn't update you about my reading. Actually, I think on like late Wednesday night, I finished The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes, and I really enjoyed it. I gave it a 4 out of 5. It's all about this girl group called Gloss and how they came to fame in the late 90s, early 2000s, hence why I decided to read this for this vlog, because 2000s. That's what the vlog is about. And it follows 2 timelines, one back in that time period with Cassidy joining Gloss and, you know, their rise to fame and things like that, and then time period now following the other members of Gloss, how they're dealing with the event of Cassidy's suicide. And it just really goes into the darker side of fame and things like that. And I just filmed a video review on a whole bunch of different books, this one included, so if you want to know more details about it, that's coming soon. But I really enjoyed it and would recommend it. Overall, like I said, I gave it a 4 out of 5. So yeah, I think that's gonna conclude my reading for the week. I was gonna try to read Midnight Sun for this vlog, but like I said, it's 700 pages long. There's no way I'm gonna finish this in a couple days. There's just no way. So I plan to do a whole video about it when I finish it, of just talking about it and really hashing it out and things like that. So the reading week went really well for me. I read 3 books. I read She's Faking It by Kristin Rockway, which I didn't really love. Gave it a 2 out of 5. I read A Deadly Inside Scoop by Collette, which I did like. I ended up giving a 3 out of 5. And then The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes, which I gave a 4 out of 5. So overall, a really good reading week for me. So for the last thing for the segment of that I've been forgetting to put in here, I'm going to be talking about TV shows. I feel like I've talked a lot about music, a lot about different movies, but I haven't talked a lot about TV shows. So I'm going to keep it short and brief because this long is long. One show I want to talk about in particular was Laguna Beach. I think Laguna Beach aired around this time, and I was very, very much into it. I fell in the trap of these really rich, privileged kids just like going on these dates and being in these love triangles, and Lauren Conrad. Yeah, I watched The Hills and all that stuff. I was very much into that. Also, Gilmore Girls. Not going to talk a lot about that because I have a whole playlist dedicated on this channel to just Gilmore Girls alone. So my love of Gilmore Girls is run deep, and I wouldn't say I've watched it from the very beginning, but I definitely was watching it in 2005, 2006, things like that, during its kind of tail end. And I love Gilmore Girls. I rewatch it every single year around fall time because why not? Also, I think the OC I was really into. I don't think I ever finished that. Dawson's Creek. I was a really big fan of the WB, of just like any show. Like I said, Buffy was on there, Angel was on there. I never got into Supernatural, sadly, but there's a whole bunch of, like, Felicity, that's a good one too. I can't remember what else. Movies. I do want to talk about a couple of movies that came out in 2005, or actually came out in 2004, my mistake. Anchorman and Napoleon Dynamite were the big movies that came out, at least in my high school. Every other day I would hear something about San Diego or something about Vote for Pedro. So Anchorman has got Will Ferrell in it. It's actually one of my husband's favorite movies of all time. I used to hate it, but now I enjoy it because it's just stupid and you treat it like it's a stupid movie. Just gonna say that. It's very quotable.
I look good. I mean, really good. Hey, everyone! Come and see how good I look!
Also, Napoleon Dynamite was like an indie movie that just blew up. Like, everybody talked about it. Everybody loved it. It's got the infamous dance scene. It's a movie, again, that it's just kind of weird and random, but it's a great one, and I really enjoyed it.
You ever take it off any sweet jumps? You got like 3 feet of air that time.
Also this year, Lizzie McGuire movie came out. Love that one. And Mean Girls, the classic Mean Girls. Gosh, what a great movie that's still standing to the test of time. I love it. So yeah, those are just some of the movies. But my high school, like, everyone was talking about Anchorman or Napoleon Dynamite, like everyone. People would dress up for that for Halloween. People would dress up as the Anchor, the Channel 9 crew. What channel were they from? I don't know. Or like vote for Pedro or maybe Deb. I don't know. I like them both. I was into that. But yeah, that concludes this vlog. It's a long one and I'm sorry for that. I felt like nothing really happened in this vlog other than me talking to you about memories and stuff. If you like that, great, let me know. If not, also let me know. I do plan to do a 2005, 2010 one, but I'm gonna take a little bit of a break because this took a lot of like brain and editing power, so I need a little bit of a reprieve to better kind of schedule this and just kind of make it more cohesive, because I don't feel like this one was. But again, I would love to hear your thoughts if you're enjoying this series on my channel, or if you're not, also let me know. But thank you guys so much for watching, and thanks for coming back from ages, 12 to 17. I would love to hear your opinions on everything and what you experienced in those years as well. Thanks for watching. Bye.